First question, if there is no heaven and hell, isn't life pointless? How could it possibly matter in the scheme of things if we treat one another morally or deepen our scientific understanding of the universe? We're all going to die. So doesn't atheism, by definition, rob life of its meaning? This is an odd question that I get almost always from religious people. This is I consider this a kind of software glitch of the human mind. It's not a question that resonates with me, and I want to try to unpack why I think it's so strange. The subtext of this question, and even rather often the text, is that unless experience lasts forever, there's no point. It means nothing. So just try to map this onto your life. Every good meal you've had, every pleasant experience as opposed to an unpleasant one, every relationship, none of it means anything because it ends. A good movie is meaningless. It's no better than a bad movie because it ends. This is a strange idea. Unless we disappear into infinity with experience, there's no difference between the most sublime happiness and the most abject suffering. And I think when you actually try to connect with that intuition, it's strange and really is insupportable in our moment-to-moment experience. We care very deeply about the character of our experience. In fact, it's the only thing we can care about. And I think quite to the contrary, this notion of eternity, this notion of nothing matters here, but it matters in over the long haul, in the afterlife, because the bulk of our experience is after we die. This religious idea actually robs life of its meaning. It doesn't bring meaning to life. It renders meaningless all of the precious moments we have while alive. And this is the only life we're certain of. And it's continually ending. It not only ends in death, but it ends in each moment, and things change. And that makes each moment precious. So when you take an experience like, if you're a new parent and you're carrying your child, say, what you do, you pick your child up hundreds of times a day, it seems, and you never think that there's going to be a last time you do that. I mean, at a certain point, your child's going to get too heavy to pick up. You don't pick up 15-year-olds for the most part. At a certain point, you will have picked your child up for the last time. Now, we tend not to go through life thinking in those terms, but if we realized that it's as though we're standing in front of a kind of a ticket machine at a deli counter, and we're just pulling tickets, not knowing how many are in there, and at a certain point you pull, and you've got the last one in hand for every experience. There'll be a last time you pick your child up, and you will not have noticed that was the last time. That makes life very precious, and certainly death, the final ticket at the end of life, makes it all incredibly precious. It could not be more precious, and its preciousness is not predicated on it lasting forever, as though such a thing could even make sense. So this is another mode in which religion convinces us not to take death seriously, and that's actually its selling point. We don't have to take death seriously because we live for eternity after we die. Needless to say, there's no evidence for that, but it's I think psychologically and socially unhelpful to do that because it offers no incentive to make this life as creative and as beautiful and as rich as we can possibly make it.